What's going on, guys? It's Jordan. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna play a little bit of Heroes of the Storm because Blizzard has something going on with Overwatch and Heroes of the Storm overall, where you play the 15 games with a friend, you get a Genji skin, and if you play 30 with a friend, you get some rewards. Well, we're gonna play. I got 19 out of 30, and we're gonna try. We'll play a little bit and try to get more. But let's see if we can join somebody. Alright, we'll be right back once we get into a game.
Tremble before me.
Alright guys, we're back. We're playing some 5v5. Got us players versus some AI. Just get some easy wins for the grind to 30. Which sucks. But it's just a little chilled, laid back gameplay. But for today, you know what? We'll talk about a little story. So we'll talk about when I went to basic. You know, back when I joined back in September of 2015. You know, I was still in high school. I was my senior year.
Time remaining.
And so I decided, you know, I wanted to do infantry, you know. Well, I haven't decided on infantry, but that's what I ended up going in.
3,
But
2, 1.
I grew up
Collect the
wanting
warheads
to
and
be in
defeat
military,
your
you
enemy.
know. So I went to do military. Hold on, let me turn these down. But military was a big thing. I grew up wanting to do military since I was a little kid, you know. And going in, you know, we had recruiters come in to our school, like a set day, like Tuesdays were Army for a fact, because that's why I ended up going in was Army. But so every day there's a different branch that came in.
Double
Mondays Marines, so on, so on. So every Tuesday we had but Sergeant, I'm just gonna call him Sergeant. You know, I don't know if he wants his name out, so I'm just gonna call him Sergeant. So the sergeant comes up every Tuesday. You know, there's some Tuesdays where he didn't, But we also at my school had a Marine Corps Junior ROTC program I was a part of. And so some Fridays we did PT, and those PT days the Army guys would come in. Sometimes we had Marine Corps and all that. Anyway, so I got to talking to him, you know, I started talking to him about schooling, you know, college, that type thing, you know, normal things. And then I started thinking, you know, this is something I actually want to do, you know, potentially maybe full time at one point. So me and him actually sat down and started talking, you know. Then it got to me going into talking about National Guard. So I was like, you know what? National Guard don't sound too bad, you know. I'll do it, you know. What kind of MOS can I do, you know, all this. So we go do my ASVAB. Sucked. Hate doing the ASVAB.
Warhead deployment.
Did the ASVAB, got a
Collection
52
is
on it.
advised.
Pretty good. So, and he was saying, you know, I was like, what's some jobs? He was like, what do you want to do? I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to do sniper school, you know. And he's like, well,
Complete.
you gotta do infantry for a bit. And I was like, you know what? Cool, let's do it. So I signed, went to go swear in. Day I sweared in, longest day of my life. But, you know, it all pays out. So I go to
Collection
MEPS.
complete.
MEP Center is where you go to ASVAB, all that crap. Do your ASVABs, go to processing, all that. So I go there, I start getting processed. I swear in. And then they're like, you know, you gotta finish your senior year. You know, senior year after that, get your diploma, you're off to
Vital
basic, you know.
signs negative.
Basic for infantry. Basic infantry school is 3 months, you know. It
Killing
was going
spree.
from July to October. No problem, right? So we go through high school, you know.
Vital
For the
signs
last few
negative.
9 weeks, I was slacking, you know, but I pulled through. July 4th comes. I get to spend my last July 4th with my family before basic, you know, before I'm a changed man. So I go July 5th. Next day, I go to my RSP, or where you go to drill out at when you're National Guard. Drills once a weekend every month, you know. Not too bad. 2 days, that's it. In and out. But anyway, so I go and I go to RSP July 5th, you know, early in the morning. Early. Get my plane ticket. They're like, you know, you're going here. This is what you're going to do. Da-da-da. Get the envelope. Missed flight. Da-da-da. Tells you what to do. Anyway. So, I get to the airport. My battle buddy. Got a guy coming in for school with me. You know, cool thing. He's going same place. Everything. You know. So, get to the airport.
Elimination
Oh, it's a
complete. Your
long.
team
So,
has lost a
we
fort.
sit there and wait and wait and wait, and our flight's supposed to be coming in 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock hits. It's delayed, you know. All right, hour, not too bad. And we sit there for a while because mechanical issues. Then we're back and forth different flights trying to get to Fort Benning in Georgia. It's where infantry goes for their schooling. Finally, the final bus that left in Georgia to go to Fort Benning left at 9. We get there at 10, so we have to stay in this
Prepare
nasty
for
hotel
warhead deployment.
until, you know, next day, and then we go to the airport. So we finally get all that sorted. We head to Fort Benning finally, you know. Everyone's hyped, you know. Last God knows how long we're going to be on our phones too, you know. So everyone's sitting there texting, all that, you know, having a good time.
Warheads deployed. Form an orderly line
So
for
we hit
collection at your
Georgia,
convenience.
Fort Benning. Get in Fort Benning, sit you on a bus, you know, you're sitting there. That's
Your
when it
nuke
kicks
is
in,
now
you know.
ready.
You're at a placement where you spend a week. I believe it's called ASG. Can't remember really, but anyway, so this ASG is where you sat for a week, at least 7 days, 7 to 9 days.
Warheads collected.
And here is where you're getting medical shots, get everything issued to you, all the business shit. You get your paperwork cleared out, make sure you're alright to go in. You do medical, dental, everything. This is the longest.
Enemy
Literally,
hero
if you can get through
terminated.
this, you can get through basic. Because this
Double
is
kill.
literally sit and wait, sit
Triple
and wait,
kill.
sit and wait. People hated this. I hated
Nuclear
it.
launch detected.
But, you know, got through it.
Killing spree.
You meet a lot of new, different people, you know, you get to
You
meet
have
people if you
eliminated
potentially
a key.
get to go to basic with, you know, to actually go down range. Down range is actually going
Kill
down
confirmed.
to start basic, you know. So, I get some good friends, you know, I get
Kill
pretty close with a lot of them. Some of them I got to leave before them, you
Double
know, so
kill.
I was like, oh damn, I don't get to see you guys until, you know, we could probably meet up sometime. So, that happens.
Elimination.
Week goes
complete.
by, sitting and
Killing
waiting,
spree has
getting up
ended.
early, breaking in your boots, and all this. So the day finally comes where I go down range. Man, I'm so happy, you know. You sit here and wait, sitting on your duffel bags, then until you stand up, stand in formation. Then this is where you meet your drill sergeants, and you figure out what platoon you're in and how they do that ordering. If it's by social security, alphabetical, that's when you find out. Well, this cycle is going by last names alphabetical, so I listened for S, for stout, you know, big old waiting for it, you know. All happy, can't wait. 4th platoon comes up. That's who I found out who I'm with. 4th platoon, Alpha
Enemy
258.
defeated.
The Gators or the Patriots. We had 2 different nicknames. Then came
Double
4th
kill.
platoon, which was the Warriors. 4th platoon Warriors, man. Never forget that.
Triple
Never
kill.
will. Probably couldn't if I wanted to.
Quad
So they teach us this one push-up, the one exercise you will do so much while you were down there, and they did not lie. This was called the 8-count push-up,
kill. Order deployment.
and they
Vital
made sure
signs
you knew how to
negative.
do it, man. So we're sitting there doing it, you know, they're making sure you can do it right. So we're doing it. Man, you're just sitting in your head, this
Victory.
fucking sucks. So we go to, so we get on the bus, duff bag, you got one on your back, one on front, and you're holding it, and they tell you look down. So you're looking down into your bag, can't see shit. This is everyone's chance to sleep. Everyone slept. Then, so we get there, we get to the company, Alpha 258, we actually get there. Doors opening, and drill sergeant gets on and screams, everyone off the bus. Get off the bus, they got sim rounds, which is a fake, like basically blanks going off, they got cannon fire going off, everything, you know. It's so much in your mind, you're like, what the fuck's going on, you're clustered. And so they get you onto this pavilion where you stand in formation, drill sergeants everywhere screaming, you know. In a civilian mindset where you're not really used to all this, it's kind of like, oh my god, what do I do, you know, this, it kind of puts you on that edge. They sit here, they tell you to shut up, listen, they're screaming, cussing at you, all that. Then they tell you to run halfway around the track, drop both your bags, run back, the other half. You're tired, you're sitting there, still screaming, then they're going to tell you to run. They pop in smoke grenades, gas grenade, not gas, but like more smoke bombs, more cannon fire, more blanks while they're running with you, screaming at you to pick up those 2 bags and run in the company area. You're running some one of my bags, the strap broke, so I'm running, holding one bag and holding the strap with the other hand, you know. It's pretty difficult. You get to the CTA, which is the company area, and you take your bag, you throw it down, and then they tell you to stand in formation. They teach you your roster number and all that. My roster number I will never forget. 427. 4, so your first digit would be what platoon, and your next 2 digits are what number you came in alphabetically. I came 27th of mine. So they tell you you're going to get your 2 bags and get it quick, and they give you a time limit. If not, you're pushing more. Got your 2 bags in, it's chow time. It's first day, we got the MREs, man. Meals ready to eat. And boy, that's when I figured out I could live off of MREs. So they take them out, tell you pass one down, don't get picky, eat it. You ain't got time. And so what comes into it is a little heat pack to heat your stuff. You don't get to use that luxury in infantry. You didn't get to use that. You put that to the side, you put a little wire in your mouth, spit it in there, activate it, set it aside. Can't use that really. So after we get to eat, you know, they tell us to get your bags, head up to your platoon's barracks. You know, we were second floor on the right side. First and fourth were on the right side. Second and third were on the left side. And then there's a giant opening in the middle. So we get up there, and then they assign you to your bunks. Then they do a contraband check. This is where they take your bag, unzip it, dump it on the floor. Regardless of what's in it, they check it, make sure you ain't got contraband. Contraband being gum, all that, you know, sugary shit. After that, put all your shit back in your bag and just stuff it somewhere for now. Go back downstairs, get talked to, go back up, and then it's administrative paperwork for the next 3 days. You know, figure out what your belief is, your religion is, so when church is on Sundays, you can go. You go to the right one, you know. It's a lot of paperwork they need to do. They hated it, we hated it, you know. You go on, you go on. So day 4 happens, and on day 4, it's time to get shit done.
The gates shall open.
First thing you do day 4
seconds.
is you get your M4. You get your M4 put to you in your name,
3, 2,
and you get your sight. Your
let
I
the
believe you
battle
use
begin.
SCOs or some weird sight optic, but the optic kept with them. But the M4 you carried everywhere, and when I mean everywhere, you kept majority of everywhere. Only place you didn't take it is Chow Hall. That's about it. So they teach you how to hold the rifle, teach you, you know, all this. Then you start next day, and it was the same day. You get issued your training gear. You get your flick, which is like your vest with your mags and all that. You put your mags in. You get issued your mags, canteens, cups, pouches, your bulletproof vest, not bulletproof vest, but your body armor. Can't remember the correct term right now, apologize. And then it's a lot of kind of exercising. Then the 5th day you start PT. Well, not PT, but you do your first PFT, which is like a little training thing. Then the next day we did Eagle Tower, which is high course and rappelling and all that. Pretty fun stuff. But I sadly passed out because of the heat, you know, not used to that. I'm used to coming from, you know, around that time is about 80, 70, 80, 90 normally from where I'm at, Indiana. Then going to there where it's, you know, hot and moist, you know, so it's so much temperature. I had an internal temperature of 108, and I had to go to the hospital that day.
Mercy.
So I didn't really get to finish training then. But so after that, you know, go to the hospital for hours and hours. Guess I had a seizure or something. Came out, I was fine, you know. I had the thought in my mind, hey, I'm not gonna make this, you know. And then I was like, no, can't quit. Came so far. So classwork happens, learn radios, learn different how to radio stuff in, evacs, different codes so everyone knows. And then second week starts, we hit into C-burn, chemicals, chemical gas attacks and all that. This is where you get gassed in the gas chamber with good old CS gas. And if you were sick from medical stuff from ASG, you'll get cleared up real quick. So they teach you how to put your gas mask on, seal it, and unseal it and reseal it, because you got to do that. So you get in the gas chamber, holding each other's shoulders going in. They have you on the walls with the gas masks on, sealed. Then they have you unseal your gas mask, all the way to it's showing your nose.
You will
Close your eyes
live.
and hold your breath, put it back, and seal it. So they know you know how to seal it
Spill their blood.
while kind of in gas. Then after that, they have you take your helmet off, take your gas mask off, put the helmet back on, and say the Soldier's Creed. No one could, because this hits you instantly. Standing there with the gas mask on, you'll feel a slight, my eyes and my, when I was in there, it was just a slight burn. It was like an agitating burn to skin, open skin, so my hands and my neck while we were in uniform. But as soon as you take that off, your eyes are burning. You feel like you're kind of being choked, so you can't really talk much.
They shall feed my
But,
children.
So after that, you go out, you're coughing up, clearing everything out, and then we eat chow, and then we break into the next lesson, which is how to survive, alert, and react to nuclear warfare, chemical warfare, biological warfare. Easy stuff. And then, we go into learning how to disassemble the M4 and clean it. And this is where, I'm getting kind of, I'm getting through. And then we're doing rucks and all that, land nav, the fun stuff,
My children.
And then we broke into
Double kill.
getting actually to the range, going down range, shooting and all that.
Triple kill.
And then we did a 2-mile ruck assessment to see if we would make it during an actual ruck. Well, I had a previous injury that didn't stop me from joining, but then it was starting to kind of agitate me.
You have been
I had a
slain.
previously torn muscle in my shoulder years ago,
Enemy
but they said it
slain.
was okay for me to join. Well, after going through so much of the training with the rucks, it was starting to agitate me more. To the point to where we did the 2-mile assessment. After that, I had to go to sick call, and from there, they made the assessment of me getting medically discharged, which kind of sucked. We were going into month 2, and that's when that happened. I was going to get medically discharged, and I eventually did, but they still let me do certain kind of training, even though they can kind of get in trouble for it. But they let me do certain kind of training with my unit still. And I mean, I still talk to a lot of my battle buddies. I talked to them while they were gone, while they could, because there's events you could do where you could gain your
Spill
phone,
their blood.
and like an obstacle course who can platoon got done faster, got incentive, which was your phones, for a small bit. And so,
Yes.
there's minor
Salad
incentives, and there's
double
times where I got
kill.
to talk to my battle buddies. We actually had a older guy. We called him Pops. Fact being, he was 40 years old. No, he wasn't 40.
Done, my
He was like 30, I
servants.
think. Hitting infantry, And all of us looked up to him, Even he was older than our senior drill sergeant, and the senior drill sergeant put him into a very important role, which was the platoon sergeant. Took charge of us. He would get orders from drill sergeant, give it to us. Kind of helped us out. And there's a lot of times where we were bickering, fighting at each other. But if it wasn't for Pops, we wouldn't have been able to bounce back from that and stayed as a team, and continue to go through that. But I gotta thank Pops mostly. There's Pops, my buddy Vaith, and my buddy Johnny. Johnny. I found out Johnny and Pops both got discharged for hip problems. I mean, it's sad to see him go, but it was just nice to be able to talk to him again, because I still talk to him to this day. But this was just a small you know, a little story time. You know, it wasn't much in depth. I don't want to bore you guys, but if you guys ever end up wanting to hear more about these kind of stories, comment. You know, we'll do some more stories, maybe some just gameplays. But these stories, I think, you know, I want to do these kind of stories because I feel like there's a lot potential some of my viewers that end up might wanting to do military, you know, and take it from someone's perspective that was in military for a small time. You know, I joined since 2015. I was in technically for a year since my contract started that the day I swore in. You know, I was in technically a year before I even went to basic, you know. But I did drill for a whole year. I did training, multiple trainings. Then I went out down range. That incident happened, you know. But, you know, if you guys want these kind of stories a lot more, just comment down below and we'll do a lot more stories like this. But for now, you guys keep it cool, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.